Well, just one of the horrifying scenes unfolding today in Afghanistan, right outside the airport in Kabul. Thousands of people, they're scrambling to get over this airport wall. I mean, it's mayhem. This is after rumors that spread that American evacuation flights will take anyone who gets through. It's not the case, so we encourage people to stand down on that. We played you sound of one of Joe Biden saying that, no one's left behind. That's a promise, though, that really, I think, is going to come back to haunt him. Seeing headlines like this, the Taliban going door to door, hunting down anyone who helped the United States over the past 20 years, it is heartbreaking. I want to bring in Doug Collins, former congressman, Georgia congressman, and lieutenant colonel of the Air Force Reserve, and Sebastian Gorka, former White House advisor to the Trump administration, advising on a lot of issues like this, and host of the Gorka Reality Check on Sunday nights on Newsmax. Welcome to both of you. Doug, I want to go to you first on this. I have talked to a number of people on the ground. I've talked to a number of people in our RC communities. There is rumor, and it's not been confirmed yet, but there is rumor that these ISO prep cards, the cards that when you check into country, I did this when I went over there, they give you a DNA sample, fingerprints, picture. There is rumor that the Taliban occupies the areas where those were stored. I mean, how bad is this?
You can't describe how bad this is. And the sad part about it is it's just you have a leader who is completely incompetent. I mean, this is, you hate to say this about you're the president of the United States, no matter which party you're from, but this is a complete dereliction of duty. This is something that this put us all at risk. For anyone who went through Afghanistan, we saw this, you've mentioned this earlier about Iraq. This is I've said this before, this is the third term of the Obama administration, full of the same incompetence that we saw in the first 8 years. It's just been magnified in the first 6 months because truly Joe Biden is not in control of what he does. He is trying to please everybody, and the rest are taking control. And then when you have weak leadership at the Pentagon, Austin and Milley, who are more concerned about vaccines, wokeness, and everything else they can except military readiness, this is what you get. This could have been and it was predicted, by the way, and they just chose to ignore it. And it's just sad because now we don't know exactly what they do have because we didn't take care of what we should have done.
Exactly. And obviously nobody, I certainly would never root for either party's president to fail. I'm no cheerleader for Joe Biden, obviously. But, this is one of the times where if he came out there with a message of strength, I would be right behind him. Sebastian, we got this soundbite of Milley. I want your reaction to this.
The time frame of a rapid collapse that was widely estimated and ranged from weeks to months and even years following our departure. There was nothing that I or anyone else saw that indicated a collapse of this Army and this government in 11 days.
In between studying white rage, that was General Mark Milley. And everyone from the Secretary of Defense all the way up to the President Biden, they all said the same thing. However, in this SIGAR report, check out this report from Special Inspector General of Afghanistan Reconstruction. This is from July of this year, like last month. Particularly concerning was the speed and the ease at which the Taliban seemingly wrestled control of districts in Afghanistan's northern province, once a bastion of anti-Taliban sentiment. The deteriorating situation caused the commander of the NATO Resolute Support Mission, General Miller, to tell reporters on June 29th that a civil war path is feasible. Miller added later in an interview, "We should be concerned the loss of terrain and the rapid loss of terrain has to be concerning." Theoretically, Joe Biden, everyone in the military, they've seen this report. I mean, another one was issued in 2017. We saw Iraq fall in very similar instance. Sebastian, you've been in these situation rooms. You've seen stuff like this. If you're sitting there, what do you advise Joe Biden?
First things first. Horsewhip Mark Milley, cashier him out of the Army, and put him in the brig. He is a disgrace to the uniform of the United States Army.
Amen.
This is a man who says he doesn't know what critical race theory is, but it's fine that it's being taught at West Point. He's a man who said on Capitol Hill, "I'm white and I want to understand white rage." Well, Mark Milley, you disgrace to America. Perhaps you should find out a little bit more about jihadi rage. And I would say that to your face, you disgrace, you utter disgrace to the uniform you wear. I've been in the sit room. I've been in Afghanistan. You've served with the SEALs. In 2006, I toured 4 different provinces in Afghanistan. I went to the military academy our taxpayers built, And I got a lovely PowerPoint from the PAO saying, oh, this is how many NCOs we graduated. This is how many officers we graduated for the Afghan National Security Forces. Then I did a bit of digging around myself. And you know what I found out, Carl? I found out that within 6 days of graduating, those Afghan so-called soldiers, when they picked up their last per diem in dollars, more than 40% of them disappeared back to their tribal areas. We trained the enemy that is now holding Bagram. I knew it in 2006. You knew it when you served. And if Biden didn't know it, it's because he's bloody senile. End of story.
Yeah, I mean, I'll put Mark Milley for a definite maybe to your birthday party. But Doug, I want to get to you on this. When I was in Iraq, we had a bunch of Humvees left over. I was there during the drawdown. We drove all the Humvees into a big bunch. We called in airstrikes on them so these guys wouldn't get them when we left. And, you know, back in 2015, then candidate Trump was way ahead of his time talking about leaving advanced weaponry in Iraq. Listen to this.
And every time we give Iraq equipment, the first time a bullet goes off in the air, they leave it. Last week I read 2,300 Humvees. These are big vehicles were left behind for the enemy. 2,000, you would say maybe 2, maybe 4? 2,300 sophisticated vehicles they ran, and the enemy took them.
I got about 30 seconds left, but is he wrong?
No, he's not wrong. In fact, we're seeing it played out. I mean, when you see it in truth, you recognize it. Here's the problem. You had a military, Milley and others who just didn't know what they're doing. There's no way that there was a plan. There was no way this was worked out. You do not pull the military out. I mean, when you leave Bagram Air Base and you leave a prison now, which has been let go, and you don't take care of the equipment, if you see it's going to be let go, you blow it up. That didn't happen. This is total, complete failure at the Pentagon at the highest level.
Yeah, well, our government doesn't trust you and I with AR-15s, but sure, you can have a Black Hawk helicopter. Sebastian Gorka, Doug Collins, we appreciate you joining us.
Thanks. Good to see you.
All right, folks.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.